Welcome. We are a body like Bruce, and we of late have been watching this particular video where Vic Moore claims that he defeated Bruce Lee in a 1967 demonstration. We believe otherwise by looking at the actual footage. Very hard to tell, but according to the story of Jim Kelly, who did films like Black Belt Jones, etc., he was like the Black Bruce Lee of sort. He said he knows, or he knew, because he's passed, a lot of people, top karate experts, etc., that tried to fight Bruce Lee or defeat Bruce Lee, but the guy was just incredibly fast, etc., etc. He was an extraordinary guy. But out of respect, he didn't name those that Bruce Lee totally blew away with his martial arts. Right? He was just so fast, so powerful, according to Jim Kelly, one of his top students and friends. So we're looking at this, Vic Moore and Bruce Lee revisited.
In 1967, I would say was my golden years. I won probably more tournaments that year than any other. Bruce Lee has started making his movies, and people have been asking his promoters, how good is this guy for real? Oh, he's good for real. Yeah, he can keep up with any of them champions. Well, why don't you have him compete? Oh, well, now we may put on a demonstration sometime. The guys, you say, well, if he's that darn good, why don't he get out there and compete? He's doing these movies with these nunchucks and whatnot. Why don't he get in the kata competition, the weapon competition? Oh, well, we will eventually, maybe one day. And they kept getting pressured that eventually at Ed Parker's tournament, the Internationals out in California, Ed Parker had that Bruce Lee challenge any of us national champions to a speed match. That he's so fast that he got a punch that he could come in and hit you and out and you won't even be able to touch it. Well, all these champions out there in California, they were just laughing at him, snickering. You know, well, who's he? He's no champion. He's a movie star. He ain't a karate champ. Ed Parker, who runs the International every year, he said, Bob, talking to Master Robert E. Trias, I believe he might just be that fast. Ain't nobody take him up on this offer. Master Trias said, I got 3 guys here. I know you're the one of them can take him. He said, my show ain't karate. One of the fastest there is. Master Trias looked down at me. I was sitting on the end. He said, Victor, get up there. Boy, I jumped and ran on up there because when your instructor speaks, you better get to move. Bruce Lee got back. He said, oh, we got a volunteer. Give him a hand.
Obviously, he's saying something here. He's talking about his Jeet Kune Do, his art, his philosophy. We don't like audio, so we don't know what he actually said. I'm going to back up 4 steps here, and I'm going to come in and I'm going to tag you in the chest, and you won't be able to touch it. And I looked at him and I smiled. I said, you say what? You know, to the crowd, and everybody started laughing. I said, now I'm going to have to see this. He says, you ready? See, this footage here, you can hardly see it. It's all blurry. For some reason I've added that instead of just continuing with the other one.
He come in, boy, just as fast with a lightning speedy punch. I done seen his eye flinch. I saw his ear move. I said, here he comes. He's coming in on the right side. Now, when I was a kid growing up, we had to ride the back of the bus. Black folks wasn't allowed to sit up front or in the middle of the bus. You had to go all the way to the back. I used to sit in the back of the bus, and I watched these folks come in And I watched these white folks, and I used to play this game. I had a contest to see if they was going to sit on the left or the right. Was they going to reach for the rail with their left hand or the right hand? And I would watch their face expression, their body expression. Their eyes would move, their ears would move, their nose would move. They would take it.
So pretty obvious, if they're sitting on the right and there's a bar here, they'd probably grab the thing with their right hand, not their left hand. If they're on the left here, they'd probably grab it with their right hand, not their left hand. Well, maybe their left hand, not their right hand. Okay, so he picked up the skill, he developed it, like you could tell what this person was going to do before they were doing it, before they did it. You watch their ears, you watch their eyes, you can tell their movements, all that sort of stuff, as he said, right? They take an inhale and a breath. So that's what he developed.
Inhale, they would breathe, the eyes would lead them to what they were going to do first and all. And I studied. So when I started competing, I could tell what a person was going to do because I had read so many body language.
Is he up against Joe Lewis there? It's hard to tell. It looks like him.
From a young boy all the way up till I was a grown man, you know. That's how I knew when Chuck Norris was getting ready to do his spinning back kick. That's how I knew when Joe Lewis was going to throw his powerful side kick. Now here's a guy going to stand back 4 feet away from me and going to come in and going to punch me in the chest, and I'm not.
So apparently it says here in this report, Vic Moore and Bruce Lee, the famous Bruce Lee, put on a match of speed at the Internationals in California, 1967, Oakland, California problem. Vic beats Bruce Lee 4 out of 6 times, and the facts to prove it. Okay, so let's see if we can find the facts to prove that.
And I'm not going to be able to touch it. Well, he comes in for his punch, and he punched up my chest, and my hands are down to my side, and I blocked it with a Nagashi. You got some palm here, block. Bam! I blocked it. Ooh, the crowd so hard that Bruce Lee was a little embarrassed, you know. He was shocked. He said, well, let's try it again, you know. I said, okay. He said, you ready? I said, yeah. Well, I knew he was coming in even faster this time. I'm looking at him. Here he comes. I see his movement. He done telegraph. He comes in just as...
Well, actually, if you read all the Bruce Lee books in here from Bruce Lee's own writings, whatever, he actually was well practiced in non-telegraphic movements.
Lightning speed, even faster, to punch me in the chest, and I blocked it. Bam!
Yeah, he says he blocked it.
Bruce Lee reached out and tapped me on my right arm, and he said, boy, you're...
Yeah, he probably did. We can't see in this footage, so you have to look at the better footage to see
fast.
that he's actually done that.
You're the fastest American I ever seen.
Okay, so he states that Bruce Lee said to him he's the fastest American that he's ever seen. Okay? But we found this biography about Steve Muhammad. This guy here. He goes on about how martial arts brought him discipline, order and control in his science for fighting. He goes on about him. He was in Vietnam, etc. After his enlistment was over in 1963, Steve returned to California and immersed himself in the study of Kempo with Ed Parker. Kempo Karate, American Karate with Ed Parker. He earned his first black belt 3 years later under Parker's instructors, Dan and Santo, student of Bruce Lee, and Chuck Sullivan. We've seen him on another video. He's quite old, wearing his gi, etc. And he said all this Vic Moore stuff never happened. Yeah. Okay, as a tournament competitor, Steve became a member of the West Coast Karate team. During those early days of sport karate, he faced renowned fighters such as Joe Lewis that defeated him, El Dacascos, Mark Dacascos, the actor's father, Chuck Norris, 7 times world champion, and Benny the Jet Urquidez. Many tournament veterans called Steve Sanders the fastest hands in karate. He later received the ultimate tribute from the late Bruce Lee. Okay, this here Vic Moore supposedly defeated him. Chuck Norris. Okay. Mini tournament veterans called Steve Sanders. This guy here, not Vic Moore. The fastest hands in karate. He later received the ultimate tribute from the late Bruce Lee, who said Steve Sanders, not Vic Moore, had the fastest hands he had ever seen. So maybe Vic Moore is losing it. He's getting old, he's getting a bit senile, his memory's not too great. In the decades following Steve's magnificent tournament career, he became interested in developing a more personal approach to fighting and began to introduce his own techniques in his training, such as the brain sight and principles of mathematical fighting, which have revolutionized his art of karate, right? Which Bruce Lee did one of, it was like scientific, right? Scientific fighting. He developed it scientifically, or used science, or whatever, physiology, psychology, etc., kinesiology, whatever you could get hold of to better learn body movement. So this guy, Steve, created and founded his own martial science called Keen Wing Tai Ba. He has been awarded the Golden Fist Award twice by his colleagues, and he has been nominated for Black Belt Magazine Hall of Fame for his outstanding contributions to the martial arts. He is co-author of Championship Kempo, The God Side of Kempo, and Brain Sight. And he joined Nation of Islam, and changed his last name to Muhammad. So he's Muhammad Sanders, or else he's Steve Muhammad. He later converted to Islam. Steve Muhammad has also found time to appear in films. His most notable role was in Enter the Dragon in 1973. In the classic Bruce Lee movie, Muhammad played the role of Jim Kelly's instructor. Additionally, Steve Muhammad had worked with actor Wesley Snipes for several years as his bodyguard and accompanied him through his film career. Yeah, he's the guy that was taking him through the Carters. I think he might have had a hairnet thing on, or hat on, and Jim Kelly walks in bells too. Right. Okay, so this Vic Moore has got some of his facts right by the looks of it. His facts wrong by the look of it. Okay, because Bruce Lee said that Steve Muhammad, Steve Sanders had the fastest, was the fastest American. He had the fastest hands you'd ever seen. So we're trying to find decent footage.
He said, we'll try it again. He's going to ask me if I'm ready this time.
Bruce is in a ready stance. Let's get back. It's quite hard to see. Try and enlarge it.
I'm ready this time.
Okay, Bruce Lee's in his ready pose. This guy's standing straight up and down.
And there was so much noise up in the audience, I just kind of go.
Okay, Bruce Lee's in a ready pose.
And there was so much noise up in the
See, he put his hand up after the fact. So he didn't block it.
audience. I just kind of glanced off with my eyes. He threw a backhand strike at me.
He would have hit him in the face, and then after reaction, he put his hand up.
My head, 2.5 feet away. When my eyes glanced back, I just kind of swung at his hand like this. And I started laughing at him. And I pointed, I say, here you are, striking.
Because he said he was going to tag him on his chest, strike at his chest, hit him on his chest, right? But he changed his mind and went for his head. But this Vic guy reckons he blocked it.
You're supposed to be punching to the chest. You're supposed to be throwing a punch that's so fast. And then you are trying to sneak one at the head. And doing that one, I wasn't even looking. So I'm going almost down to the ground. So here's this movie.
there's another footage where he fights a guy exactly the same way, karate guy in a pose, and he basically looks like he hits him. So it's the same thing. Same scenario.
Actor, you know, supposed to be so fast and blocked two of his punches, and now here he's trying to sneak one in at the head.
Back.
At the head. One in at the head.
Yeah, there's another video. It's got better footage. He seems to.
Pointed, I say, here you are striking to the head. You're supposed to be punching.
Oh, jeez. Bruce jumps at him. He bridges that gap, and he throws a backhand. And this guy, it's too fast. This guy raises his hand and his finger after the fact.
Here you are striking to the head. You're supposed to be punching to the chest. You're supposed to be throwing a punch that's so fast. And here you are trying to sneak one at the head. And doing that one, I wasn't even looking. But I'm going almost down to the ground because it's this movie.
So he's saying that he's laughed at him because he beat him. He blocked 4 out of 6 or something. We don't believe that.
Actor, you know, supposed to be so
Why did he laugh and didn't walk off?
fast and blocked two of his punches, and now here he's trying to sneak one in at the.
Because that Chuck Sullivan on another video said none of that happened. As this guy claimed. We just verified that Bruce Lee didn't say to him he had the fastest hands or he was the fastest American he ever had come across. There were others that when he was first in America, Chinese Kung Fu masters and that he trained with, and they pointed out to him why Wing Chun was a bit weak here and there, and then he developed what they were doing because he was amazed at what they were doing. And he developed it like he could learn something from someone, an old man or whatever. In 3 days he perfected it, whereas it took years and years for him to perfect it, and so forth. Yeah, you really need to look at that footage and examine it closely. It's very hard because it's very old. But this guy put up, in between this footage, he put up blurry, whoever put up blurry footage. You couldn't see jack, right? Yeah, we reckon Bruce Lee, he had to be the best. He had to be better than anyone else. He had to be faster, stronger, etc. So he pushed himself. The only other person you could really ask, well, I think maybe Chuck Williams might, Chuck Sullivan might still be alive. Joe Lewis is gone. Jim Kelly's gone. Most of those students, etc., those that were there, are gone. Chuck Sullivan said he was probably sitting here somewhere, maybe over here. And as far as he can remember, none of that stuff that Vic Moore claims actually happened. Okay. And keep in mind that if Bruce Lee was here and he messed up, like he couldn't prove to these people that his way was more effective, in front of all these people, there's probably a few Chinese in there or whatever. There's a few here, there's a few black people, there's a few Chinese around here somewhere. He would have lost face, and that's a thing that Chinese don't like, to lose face. Remember Enter the Dragon, where Bob Wall is supposed to let go of that glass bottle or candy glass bottle or whatever it was, and he didn't at the right time, and he cut Bruce Lee's head. Bruce Lee lost face, right? So he had to make up with it. Apparently, losing face in front of his people. So he supposedly kicked Bob Wall into the people standing around him, and he was threatening to kill him or something. So the claim goes. But Bob Wall was like the guy that took the blows, took the kicks, so it looked really effective on film. So go have a look at better footage, and you'll see that Bruce Lee was so fast that guy couldn't block it. He might have blocked the low one there with hands, just come up from the side, but it doesn't look like he did. You know, this guy's like Michael White, Jai White or something. Yeah, saying, "Oh, I could be Bruce Lee long after the guy's dead." Yeah. But his students that were around, most of them are dead, passed on. They swore that because a lot of them were street fighters and ruffians and all that sort of stuff. They had black belts in karate, done all the tournaments, whatever. They were experts, and they had a go at it. They thought, "We'll kick this little guy's ass. Who the hell does this guy think he is?" Right? Coming around here, saying he can do this, he can do that, and he tied them up in knots. He kicked their ass, and they said, "We were street fighters, we were rough, we were in the army, experts or whatever, whatever they were. They should have been able to kick his ass, but he beat them all." And then Jim Kelly, of course, said he was extraordinary. His timing, his speed, his power, no one could touch him. Right. Dan Santa got a lucky hit in the chin or something to Bruce one time. Bruce Lee lost it and smacked the hell out of him or something. All those different stories. But yeah, they said he basically thought himself untouchable, and he proved himself untouchable. You know, we always had that worry that somebody, when he gets older, might just beat him up or something like that. Even Chuck Norris was bragging, "Oh yeah, I could kick Bruce Lee's ass" or something like that. His son maybe was saying that. Many people say that after the fact. The guy's got 50, 60 years dead or something. Yeah. They weren't there, they didn't know. People around him, the closest students, whatever, they knew what he was like. Steve McQueen was according to Bruce Lee, was a son of a gun, real rough guts guy, you know, action man, and like when he needed it, he'd just spring into action and beat the crap out of somebody, right? Whereas this other guy, James Coburn, was the gentleman, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, he liked the philosophical, whereas Steve McQueen enjoyed the physical combat, right? But yeah, he had all these like masters and future grand masters around him that trained him, like Chuck Norris, June Reed, master of Taekwondo, Danny Santo, Bob Wall, a few others, right? Yeah, so if you like this video, subscribe to our channel, give us a like, add your comments below, and we'll get back to you on those as soon as we can. And then go share this with your family, friends, and others. Go look at other footage, better footage of Bruce Lee and this Vic Moore, and then form your own opinion. It looks like that guy didn't even block it. It's too slow. Right? Don't forget, Bruce Lee said that traditional mess, all that, do this, and then do that, and do that, and then do this. Yeah, it's like a robot, mechanical man. So he threw all that sort of crap out. Yeah, and he became all natural and flowy, and he was so fast and all that, because his whole idea was to be the best. He had to be the best of the best. So he took on all of them, right? Yeah, so as we said, subscribe to our channel, give us a like, add your comments below this video, we'll get back to you as soon as we can on that, and then go share it with all your family, friends and neighbours, this video, with all your family, friends and neighbours.